Should all design work move from Figma to Claude? Can we use AI in our actual daily workflow? My team has spent the last few months trying to answer this question. I'm going to tell you exactly what we found, what works, what breaks, and where the gap is between what AI promises and what it actually does right now. Hello, I'm Gytis, head of design at Gytis Mark, where we design AI-powered and data-heavy web applications. Let's start with something simple, because I think it gets lost in all of the AI noise. Claude is still just a tool. The same way Figma replaced Sketch, the same way Sketch replaced Photoshop for UI work, this is another step forward. What's different isn't the goal is the same. Wireframes, flows, high-fidelity screens, prototypes, and finally design systems. What's different is how you use it. In Figma, you click, drag, resize, align. In Claude, you describe. You leave a note saying what you want, and it builds a version. Then you adjust the note until the result is close to what you had in mind. That's the real shift. The question everyone asks me is, should we go all in on Claude or move slowly? If we went from Figma to some brand new design tool tomorrow, there would be pushback. We'd have questions about whether it's reliable, supported, and ready enough. That's normal. Any new tool causes friction. With AI, you get all of the same friction, plus a second layer. It's not just a new tool, it's a totally different way of using software. So people get mixed up. They think their worries about AI being unproven, when half of it is just new tool nerves, the same thing you'd feel switching from one tool to another. My honest answer, it's not ready for 100% migration yet. Not because the core ability is bad, it's really impressive, but because of a handful of very specific practical gaps. Let me walk you through them. If you're going to use Claude for real design work, the first thing you need is your design system inside it. The best way we found is connecting Claude directly to Figma through MCP. That's like a bridge. Claude can tap into your actual Figma file, reference real components, pull real screens, and create variations based on what's actually there. That's much more accurate than copy-pasting screens and hoping for the best. If you're starting from scratch with no existing system, you can point Claude at an existing design system like Material UI, for example, and ask it to build a version of that as your starting point. I would bet that within the next year, we'll see ready-made design system templates you can just import directly, the same way you'd install UIKit in Figma today. That feels like the obvious next step. Once the design system is in place, that becomes the main source of truth. Lock down edit access the same way you would in Figma. Design team gets edit rights, everyone else just uses it. Now here's where I have to be honest with you, because this is the part most AI content skips. First, pixel accuracy. Claude is not yet pixel perfect. Shadows, basic, small details, they get slightly mixed up. How accurate it is depends a lot on how you set up the design system. A clean file upload gives you better results than a screenshot. But either way, you still need to go through everything by hand and check it. Second, component links. In Figma, you click a component and it takes you straight to the source of the design system. In Claude, that link doesn't exist yet. If something looks off, you have to go find the same component yourself and drop the link into the chat. It's not hard. It's just an extra step, and it means your team needs really clear communication about what design system you're using and how things are named. Third, and this one really surprised me, there's no way to copy a link to a specific screen or flow inside Claude the way you would do in Figma. If you got multiple flows in one workspace and you want to send a teammate to a specific screen, you can't just drop a link. You either split things into smaller files, take a screenshot, or describe the screen by name. It's annoying, and it's the kind of small thing that quietly slows a team down. And none of these are deal breakers, of course, but they are the difference between this is ready to fully replace Figma and this is a very capable tool you need to use carefully. The standard flow AI or not. Roadmap, sprint, brief, design, getting everyone on the same page between design, engineering, and product. handoff, QA, and finally shipping. AI doesn't replace that flow. It speeds up specific parts of it. Product managers usually discover this first. They open Claude, generate a flow, and think, this is it, just design the feature myself. Then designers and engineers look closer and find real gaps. I want to be clear, this isn't a knock on PMs. It's that shipping a good feature really needs different types of knowledge in the room. A PM brings context and user problems. A designer brings big picture thinking and craft. And engineering brings knowledge and what's possible to build. AI doesn't remove the need for that. It just changes what each person spends their time on. So here's what is actually landing for us. PMs use Claude to sharpen the brief itself. Clean requirements, all the states and edge cases written out. Maybe a rough mock-up attached to this ticket so designers start from something real instead of a blank page. Designers take that input, but they still go through the full process. Understanding context, checking if it fits the product, making sure it doesn't break other connected flows. Then they use Claude to create and test design versions, improve the ones that working, add edge cases, mobile breakpoints, notes. Same steps as before AI, just faster and with better output going to engineering. One more thing worth mentioning, Claude can read your whole setup, drive, documents, even your live code base. So as a designer or PM, you can literally ask, how does this feature currently work? Or has this already been built? And get a real answer instead of messaging 3 people on Slack. That alone has saved us a lot of time. Here's the part I think about the most, and I don't have a clear answer for it. AI is starting to blur the lines between roles. Engineers can put together rough designs, PMs can build working prototypes, and designers can write working code. Everyone can do a slice of everyone else's job. That doesn't mean everyone should. Knowing what's actually good, design judgment, what's possible to build, product sense, that still comes from experience. There's no shortcut to that part. For demos, MVPs, and rough ideas, sure, anyone on the team should feel free to use Claude to build something fast and rough. But for finished, production-ready work, you still need the person who spent years building the judgment to know if it's actually right. I think this is heading towards more general roles. Less, I'm a designer and that's my entire job. More, I own this feature from start to finish, and I use Claude to move across design, rough code, and notes, while still bringing in experts to check the parts that need real knowledge. So, should you move from Figma to Claude completely? Not yet. Should you start now in stages with real intent? Absolutely. The team that figures out this mixed approach first is going to move faster than everyone still arguing about whether AI is ready. If you're going through this exact stage on your own team right now, I'd really like to hear what you're running into. Drop in the comments. I'll probably end up making a follow-up video covering the most common ones.